Welcome to the Creator Spotlight here on the Spotlight on Fightful. I am Steven Jensen, joined as always by Jeremy Lambert. And our guests today, you know them from the world of wrestling, you know, from AEW and Ring of Honor. They're very well known around the Atlanta, Georgia area as well. We have the big show coming up for 1FW Summer Stage at Center Stage later this month on July 25th. We are joined by the Frat House. Win or lose, they booze. We got Jack Jameson, Cole Carter, Griff Garrison, and Preston Vance all in the house. Frat House, thanks for joining us. How you fellas doing?
Let me hear you say, Frat! Cheers, boys. I love that everybody's got drinks right now. I got me some Casamigos. If George Clooney wants to throw the Frat House a sponsor, that'd be great.
I got Surfsides because we've been trying to get them to sponsor us for a while now. So
that's
Surfside
possibility. Come on, Surfside, hit us up.
All right, Griff, what are you drinking?
I got me a protein shake. I'm the odd man out here.
Oh, you're not drinking fight milk? You got the alcohol infused protein?
Maybe a splash. But
all right, what do you have, Cole?
I'm a pre-game guy. I took my couple shots of Patron and I left the bottle in there, so I don't have. Just got a water on me now, so it's been a long weekend. So I'm just trying to get back to life here.
Jensen, do you want to say what's in your cup?
Yeah, I'm pretty boring. I've actually got a white grape juice in my cup, but I could infuse it with Tito's vodka. I mean, I could do that if it's gonna help me fit in here.
We definitely recommend it.
Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of night, so you might want to get into the vibe here.
All right, Jeremy, ask the first question. I'm gonna grab some vodka.
Oh my gosh! All right,
yeah.
Going straight for the vodka. All right, I'll start with you, Jameson. Jameson, let everybody know kind of how this all came together. We saw the vignettes. We saw you recruiting everybody after you split with Bear Country. We'll let everybody know Iron Savages. Sorry, let everyone know just kind of like how this came together, a little bit behind the scenes as well as on screen.
Everybody saw that first one. They were kind of razzing me a little bit. I think they knew the camera was there, so they're kind of busting my balls a little. But, we go back. We've been boys for a while now. Vance was there when I first started training. He helped get me going. He used to say I bumped like a 2x4. That was my
I still think so. But,
yeah. But we would go out and party with my old tag partner, Brandon Bullock, BGU. Shout out. Cole came to Atlanta. He was in the factory with QT, so we started partying a little bit there, and then he started teaming with Griff. So me, Vance, and Cole hanging out, and Griff got brought in the mix, and we all just started getting drunk together. So I think it started getting around backstage that we were kind of the party boys in AEW, and it just kind of made sense, QT having coached three of us. He kind of knew what we were like when we go off backstage, and when we get back to the hotel, we like to go out and party and hang out. So it seemed like it was a good idea. So he kind of nudged me in their direction. He said they needed some management, a little bit of knowledge from somebody who's been drinking for a little bit longer than maybe they have. Sometimes they got to tone it back a little bit. We do seltzers before shows. Sometimes we got to do the bar parties. We'll drink tequila, vodka, whatever. But I've just been trying to get them to contain how fucked up they get when we go out drinking the night before a show.
And me and Cole give them a challenge every week too.
Oh yeah. Griff is pretty good. We'll do our parties. Griff will drink and have fun, and then when the party's over, he knows it's time to go home and rest up for the big show tomorrow. Vance,
I'm old. I got to get to bed.
Vance is usually the, hey, let's have one more. Cole is kind of ready to go back to the hotel, but Vance will give him that nudge, and then he's in, and then Cole will give me that nudge, and then I'm in, and then we show up the next day, and everybody's hung over all day, and all the veterans laugh at us.
What's the reaction been like? Because I know y'all have been going around, and the fans see you out, and you guys are always having a good time out. What's that been like with like the fan reception to you guys as a group since y'all been together?
I think it's been great. It definitely is something different, I always, like, when I think about like what I want to do with my wrestling career, I think about when I was a fan, like when I was a kid, and like I loved all the fan interaction stuff more than like going to the actual shows. Like you get to see these people like how they are like as real humans, and I think that makes you more of like a lifelong fan of that person than just watching them wrestle and do moves. So I think the stuff that we're doing, which I love that they're giving us this platform to do these bar parties and kind of like show some personality and like who we are for real. And I think it's great for us as a group and individually, and I think it's fun for the fans. I mean, if I was younger and there was a group of wrestlers playing beer pong, we'd like come play with them at a bar, I would be there all night doing that. So I think it's awesome.
I know you guys have been, and I know you specifically, and also Griff to an extent, have a lot of history with the Dark Order. I know that you guys have been challenged by them in your drinking games, and I saw the most recent video where they were disqualified in Flip Cup, but they still picked up the tab. So I mean,
cheated, bro.
Suckers, right? They cheated.
First of all, they didn't pick up the tab.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
they put it on Griff. They put it on Griff. I forgot.
Left that to me. Hey, so that means they know who the fuck I am. They keep.
That's true.
Yes,
that's true.
They gave me the tab. They obviously know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I forgot at the very end, they do wind up putting on a Griff. What was it like dealing with these guys for so long in the Dark Order? Because you were around, I mean, years and years ago. And if you want to pull the curtain back even more, feel free. But like, I was a really big fan of the BTE skits. I thought Brody Lee was absolutely hilarious. The Jungle Boy stuff was very funny. But what was it like back then with all the attention that like those BTE skits were getting? And then also, what's it like that you're still dealing with these guys?
I mean, back then, Vance can attest to this too. Back then,
Right.
those guys were great. Like, I mean, Brody obviously helped me tremendously. Those skits were so much fun, and like, I thought very highly of them, back in the day. But now, like, those guys aren't shit. Like, obviously, they're not good at Flip Cup. They're not good at beer pong. And, I mean, at some point, I don't know when, we're going to prove that the Frat House is better than the Dark Order in the ring, too. So it's going to be we're going to go 3-0. We're going to sweep these guys. But, yeah. Back in the day, I just wish that's how they were, because they were a lot more cool back in the day.
Well, they used to have this guy in their number 10, and when he left, that group went to shit. So I don't know where that guy is.
Oh man. Yeah. What would you say the main difference is? Well, I guess there's a lot of differences, but for you, Preston, with your experience in many groups now in AEW since you've been there, what makes this different than the other groups you've been a part of?
I can finally just be myself. And honestly, like, to pull the curtain back, I loved working with Dark Order and Brody, and I had to wear a mask, which I hated in the beginning, but it was something I've never done, so I adapted to it. And now you have to, show personality without using your face or talking, which is really hard. And then joining Roosh and LFI, had a blast with them too. We got along great, and that brought out more of like a violent, like vicious side. So I just, and the big obstacle working with them is they don't speak that great of English. So, we're in matches, like, it's hard to communicate. So that's like, they were both very challenging, like wearing a mask and then working with a group who doesn't really speak great English. So there's a language barrier, but I'm really happy I got to do both those things because, I've been in 3 different groups now and they're total 180s of each other. But I think this is finally where I fit in the most because I can kind of be myself, and I'm not like the, in the other one, like, Brody obviously was the leader of that group and I was kind of the heater. Same within LFI, I was just kind of the heater, which is cool. But now I can finally, like, I'm way more hands-on in this, and, us 4 were always spitballing ideas all day, every day to each other. So I'm definitely having the most fun doing this group because I can finally be the most real version of myself. But not to take away from working with those other guys, because I learned a ton from Brody. I learned a tremendous amount from Roosh. So, but I like where I'm at right now.
My last Dark Order related question, I just have to ask, like, how hard was it to film some of those skits? Like, how many takes? Or was it like multiple? Because I know that a lot of the time you look around and it's like everyone's just trying not to laugh. I feel like every single take. So how hard was that to do? Obviously, it was a lot of fun though.
So Brody would be, if he wasn't on camera, he would be in the back trying to make us laugh. So it would take a good amount, and then, me and Silver, we get together and we would just feed off of each other. There was a few where it took a lot of takes, and I was wearing a mask, so like I could laugh and it didn't matter, So me and Uno would be laughing, and that would make the other guys laugh. So we spent a lot of time in that little bar room in Daly's place in Jacksonville, and we would just film stuff all day, and it was so fun. And even if, like, people are laughing and stuff, it was cool because it was like a Saturday Night Live type vibe, you know. So I loved filming it, but there was a few that took a lot of takes. I think my favorite one we did was the Cowboy Day with Hangman, and I think that's still my favorite skit we've done. And he was another great one to work with.
Cole, as someone who could just start drinking a couple weeks ago, I believe, we gotta mention who can hang and who can't. But I'm gonna defer to you. Rank everybody on who can kind of hang and who can't.
I'd say Jameson can probably hang the most because he just has the most experience and everything. I mean, looking right now.
Not ready for number 2.
I mean, he's kind of the same way. He has a lot of experience in this field. So I think I put him second. Griff, I think I can outdrink Griff a little bit.
You can.
I've surprised these guys a couple times over the last couple months. I think I could drink the most, though. Just to be honest.
Really?
I think you can drink the most, but it doesn't always end well.
Yeah.
A lot of times it ends him trying to figure out where his hotel room is.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have the experience of it all, right?
Yeah, sometimes you'll just see him walking around tapping random doors with you.
I will say this, Cole, if we want to go, he'll hang. Like he'll definitely keep up, that's for sure.
The next day is just the roughest part.
See, you got that only comes with hardened experience, years of going through the college weekends and everything. That's what that comes with right there. How was it? They just posted the video online. You got thrown into a guardrail on a what were you on there? It looked like almost like a loading wheel there.
I got drunk the night before and I just passed out on some random piece of wood, and I woke up to them guys pushing me. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, man.
It was like a dolly cart or something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We stole it from catering.
Okay, all right.
They were not happy. I brought it back. They were pissed, but
dolly cart is the word that I was looking for. I clearly drink a lot, and I've had about 2 sips of this.
I don't
and
know if that's right, but it sounds good.
Yeah, I'm already buzzed from all of this. I didn't say, but I'm drinking Mana. You know, if The Rock ever wants to sponsor any of us, we'll take The Rock's the Rock's endorsement over here. Go ahead.
Drink that Casamigos, baby.
Casamigos? Okay.
Don Julio.
All right. You ever tried it though? It's good. It goes down pretty smooth. I know he's affiliated elsewhere, but like he makes a good tequila. I got to give him that.
Casamigos.
All right. Jameson, I needed to clear something up. We were talking a little bit off air about this. Me and Jeremy have been longtime supporters of the stuff that you've been going on, especially around here in Atlanta. And we were, kind of honorary members of BGU, years back.
Oh, BGU.
Yeah, and I wanted to know what our status would be for the frat house. Now, I'm not trying to claim full-fledged membership as far as like take any kind of credit for the work that you guys are doing in the ring. But I do also see how the pledges are treated that try to make it with you guys. And I'm not trying to get my ass kicked either. So I'm just wondering, what is me and Jeremy's current status with you guys with this group?
So being you guys are honorary BGU. So it would be up to these three if they would be cool with it. But maybe we can make you guys honorary pledges. Obviously, you're not going to be in the frat house. Right. You can be honorary pledges. As an honorary pledge, we're not going to bully you and beat you up. You can just come drink with us and have some fun. And then, when it's game time, you got to fuck off. But
we might beat you up a little bit.
Okay.
Look, there are multiple wrestlers who want to put me through a table. So, I'm willing to potentially I'm willing to, if you got to put me through a table, I understand. I get how this works. I just want to play drinking games.
Bill's Mafia. If you want to go through a table, I'll put you through a table.
I was known for my acumen at beer pong and flip cup back in my day. It's been a while, but back in my day, I had a reputation of being pretty good around my parts at ECU. I don't know how familiar you guys are with
East Carolina.
East Carolina. Yeah. That's a party school too.
Yeah,
so way to party.
I went to a party school as well, Georgia Southern University.
I partied there a lot.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That place is good. That place
I
is good.
had a real good time there. It's been a long time for me too, but a lot of good memories. I'm glad you guys know what we're talking about. This is great.
Yeah, we're versed. We're versed in the drinking games and the partying
boys.
and everything.
So I will say, you mentioned Beer Cup and Flip Cup. Beer Cup, Cole and Griff are almost unbeatable. It's like,
and beer pong.
People can't even score on them in beer pong. Flip Cup, if people want to beat us in a drinking game, you got a shot with Flip Cup. Just to be honest.
Dude, Flip Cup's my best game. I'm a one flipper every time.
There we go. What are the games that you
best
play?
King's Cup, which that can get kind of gross.
King's Cup is a little weird. Dizzy Bat is one of my personal favorites. I just beat QT Marshall at Dizzy Bat. We had a match. Actually, I'm 2-0 against QT Marshall in the last one. Thank you very much. But I also beat him Dizzy Bat, so I'll add that to the list.
We're gonna bring this up. We're gonna bring this up with QT here in a couple of weeks. We're gonna say how you smoked them.
He does not like Dizzy Bat.
You were telling us before we got rolling that you had some plans to do more meetups with the fans. If you can tell everyone kind of like what's coming up with that. If any of y'all want to.
Yeah, tomorrow night at Shakerton's of Arlington. It'll be around 8 p.m. We're going to get there. We're going to be getting wasted. We're going to be playing drinking games with some of the fans. Vance, you did a pretty good job running through the list. If you want to tee off whatever people can challenge us to.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you guys can think of. I kind of said it was like our choice, but I'll let the fans pick a game as long as it's not some like made up bullshit game. But I mean, beer pong, flip cup, king cup, ring of fire. If you got a deck of cards, I mean, we can do arm wrestling, get drunk, whatever you want. But you have to beat us.
You know what? This is
you have to beat us to get tickets.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, you guys are doing this like everywhere. I feel like
every week.
So yeah, it'll work out in the coming weeks.
But yeah, anyways, if you're watching this, you can't get tickets because we already did the party.
But get tickets to the next show. Get tickets to the next show that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yes, we're doing these all the time. We're trying to find cities every week. We would like to get to the point where we're doing watch-alongs. So like during Dynamite, we'll go to a bar and meet up with fans and watch Dynamite with fans. That would be cool. So we're looking into that. But right now, it's just the pre-parties the day before. They've been going really well. We've gotten some cool videos. A lot of fans coming out, meeting fans. We've had fans drive from like 4 hours away to come down and meet us and hang out. So that's been cool.
So this is kind of like, y'all remember the Nitro parties?
That's where the inspiration came from.
All right, there we go. That's what I was wondering. Okay, I like that. I mean, I like what you guys are doing, but I like that the inspiration came from the Nitro party as well. What about darts and pool table? If you're at like a bar, are you good playing those?
Vance has got some video. We just did he had a nice little time playing pool.
And even we did the darts in El Paso, remember?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So we like to do those and kind of mess with the pledges with both of those games because there's a lot of tools you can use, you know. But I will be honest, I'm not very good at pool or darts. I don't consider those drinking games. They're like you drink while you play, but there's no rules on when you have to drink. So I don't consider those drinking games. They're bar games.
I think those are more like challenges, like the Sleeping Beauty challenge we did with Cole. This video. I think those are more pledge challenges.
And the Sleeping Beauty challenge with Cole, I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit because I love doing this. So that video, I loved it. I loved how it shot. We're usually a one-take group with everything we do. That took two takes because Jameson couldn't remember the name of the bar we were going to.
Wow, calling you out here, Jameson.
I was half drunk. It's, what are you going to do? I got it though. Took 2 takes. We got it down. I just feel bad. Cole had to get slammed into that. He didn't wake up the first time, which is the real reason why we had to do it twice.
The second time, the collision was much better.
Yeah, he was still sleeping the first time, which is why we had to do it again.
The second time, I pushed him as hard as I possibly could. I was actually trying to hurt Cole, but
I have a gash in my back still from that. So.
I of course did want to ask you guys about the upcoming show later this month, Summer Stage, big show coming up for 1FW. You guys are going to be involved in. What are your thoughts on, first let everyone kind of know what to expect from that show, and then kind of your thoughts, each of y'all's thoughts on, that show and that that venue for 1FW, because that's a really obviously historic venue, really great show that I know people are really looking forward to.
Yeah. I'm very excited for it. For one, the venue, center stage is awesome. I've actually I did extra work there with Ring of Honor years ago, when Damian Priest was working there, and then but it's an awesome stadium because it's almost like a bowl. So it's like, I mean, for a quote unquote indie show, it's a huge deal. And then we're wrestling QT, who trained majority of us, and then the Guns and Billy. Billy Gunn's my favorite wrestler of all time. And I've worked the Guns plenty of times in my career with Dark Order and everything, and it's always absolute blast working those guys. So I think it's gonna be the most entertaining match of the show.
Yeah, I agree with that. Going off what Vance was saying, yeah, I've got to wrestle there a few times with Ring of Honor, so I'm very stoked to go back and wrestle again. Like he was saying, it's like a bowl. It's really cool, and like the seats go like up, and it's pretty sweet. For our opponents though, they're gonna have a rough day. QT and the Guns, it's not gonna be a good day for them though. So
QT is all of our coach pretty much, and he's been bullying us for the last couple of years. So it's about time we beat his ass here at his home field. So.
Yeah. So July 25th, you can get tickets. It's going to be the most affordable wrestling show you can see at Center Stage all month. There's plenty of shows going on right now. I don't need to tell you the other companies going there. Their tickets are insanely priced. These are only as low as $25. You can come see the Frat House, take out QT Marshall and the Gun Club. Like I said earlier, I'm 2-0 against QT. I beat him in Dizzy Bat, so make it 3-0. I eliminated him from the Gateway to Glory, so make it 4-0. I've had title matches on TV against both Billy and the Guns in trios matches. So I'm ready to get a lick back, finally get a win against those guys, beat QT again.
Can we get any spoilers? This doesn't air until Thursday. What are you guys doing at Supercard of Honor? What's going on with Supercard of Honor? Is that where you're beating down Dark Order?
So that'll be the day after.
Yeah, that'll be Friday. The Supercard of Honor will air Friday.
So no spoilers.
Well, I'm saying this will air on Thursday night. Like we got to know what you're doing, right? It's you versus Dark Order. No,
you'll find out like everybody else.
No one tells us anything. No one tells us anything. We just sit backstage in our gear, and when our music hits, we go out there.
I'm not tuning in unless you guys are wrestling.
Usually they have to come find us in a suite. We're half drunk.
Let them know. I'm not tuning in unless I see Frat House.
In Texas this week, Dallas. Tomorrow night, like we said, we got Shakerton of Arlington. We will be at Dynamite. I don't know if we're doing anything. We'll be at Collision. I don't know if we're doing anything. But we also there's going to be karaoke after Collision down there. I think that's at Texas Live. I'm not sure of the location of that or not. Or no, that's at the hotel in the lobby. You can get tickets to that. You can come sing karaoke with the Frat House and other members of the AEW roster. That'll be fun. I'm leaning towards singing Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. I don't know what these guys are thinking.
I'm thinking I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain, but
that's not bad.
Hell yeah.
That's always my go-to.
That's not bad.
And I know Cole knows that song because he's a redneck too, so me and Cole will be doing that.
And then Friday, obviously, Supercard of Honor. No spoilers. We'll see if we have something going on or not. And then Friday morning, we have the Ring of Honor preview show. We're going to go hang out with Caprice, who's cool, Riccaboni, who's all right, he's kind of a dork, and Robert Cruz, who I can't stand, he's a dick. What else are we doing? Then we have the Supercard of Honor. And then the next day is All In. You come hang out with the Frat House at the tailgate. And then we'll be bouncing around. I think we're going suite to suite, drinking with people in their suites during the show. That'll be a fun time. And then afterwards, obviously, the all-in after party at Texas Live. It's not an after party without the after party kings, the Frat House.
All right,
so safe to say we're all going to miss our flight Sunday morning.
I've already had the guy who books my flights push it back 2 hours.
All right, Griff and Cole, I need your karaoke songs because we got Preston's and Jameson's.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go ahead and say "Party in the USA."
Oh,
That's
hell
good
yeah.
one.
That's a good
I
one.
like that.
Mine might be "I Don't Want to Be" by Gavin DeGraw.
Okay.
Oh,
I like that too.
Switch it up a
Wow.
little bit.
Jameson, I gotta say, you got the weakest karaoke song. It's a
about
good song, but
it's
like,
about the group vibe, man. It's not
Sure.
I'm trying to stay in game.
Yeah, we're all selfish. We pick solo artists. I want my solo up there.
It's not about that. I'm the loudest one. I'm the only one anybody's gonna hear.
now, "Party in the USA." I gotta go with Cole as my favorite karaoke song out of these. That's "Party in the USA" is a jam.
Wait till you hear him sing it. You'll hate that song.
No. See, karaoke's
I
not
didn't know
about
Miley was from West Virginia.
You gotta hear the redneck version.
see, it's not about how you it's not about how you sing it though. It's about like the vibe and the performance though. Who cares how you like if it's the singing performance good or bad? Like the performance.
Yeah, we're gonna be half in the bank, so the performance won't be great either.
Griff, I have to ask this because I was at AW Revolution last year in Greensboro, and I believe you were advertised for a show at Boxcar Bar Arcade, Slam Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Did you show up to that? And what was that like wrestling at a barcade?
That was really cool. That was the first show put on at Boxcar by a promotion called Firestar Pro Wrestling, and I got to wrestle my good friend Marcus Cross in a no disqualification. So that was really cool. The bar atmosphere was actually really sweet. Like people were drinking and banging on the ring, and like it was like very it was like a very intimate setting, and it was honestly probably one of the coolest like settings I've had, at an independent show. So that was really cool. And I think they actually do those shows regularly, but that was the first one. And I think that was the like a day or two before the Revolution pay-per-view in Greensboro. So yeah, that was definitely cool. So
Boxcar is a great place. They have a couple of spots
Absolutely.
in North Carolina. It's a barcade for anybody who is out in the North Carolina area. Go to Boxcar. It's a fantastic place.
Oh yeah.
I had another question for you, Griff, and I don't know if Cage Match isn't always right, cagematch.net, but were you trained by LeBron Cazone?
I was trained by LeBron Cozone. Yep. When I first started, it was me, that Marcus guy that I was talking about, and like one or two other guys in basically a garage on Medley Street in Greensboro. So yeah, he trained me. Started training back in 2016. And we've been great friends ever since.
Any maybe tips or like lessons or things that you learned back then from training with him that you still carry today? Because he's a guy who, he just made his JCW debut this past weekend, of course, DPW national champion. He's doing a lot of big things, and I feel like he's been around for quite some time, and people are now really starting to get behind him big time. It feels like I guess maybe some more memories of training with him.
Yeah, man. I remember the first time like I went, I thought me and my friend Marcus, we were just gonna kind of like check it out, see the rings, like get in, maybe run the ropes. He was like, "Y'all training today?" And we were like, I guess. And before he could even get in the ring, he was like, he just grabbed me and Marcus and just started giving us these stiff ass forearms on the outside of the ring for about 10 minutes. And he was like, "Y'all sure y'all want to train?" And we were like, basically concussed, but we were like, yeah, I guess, but he's just a very great dude. He's very loyal. I just think back then he was more focused on the training aspect and getting these kids over basically. But now I think it's good to see that he's kind of also doing that, but also putting himself, first too. Because he's doing great. Like I keep up with him. I try to text him as much as I can and keep in touch with him. So it's just very cool to see all the things he's been able to do, and he deserves it because he's a great person and he's a great wrestler too.
That's awesome. And Cole, kind of the same kind of topic. I know that it was, according to Cage Match, you've been wrestling for 4 or 5 years. Is that pretty accurate? The reason I ask is because I I know that you started wrestling in AEW like really, I mean, probably within the first year of you being in wrestling. What was it like having to make kind of like that jump so quickly into, you know, such a large promotion with so many eyes on you so early on?
Yeah, so I started in 2020, August, and I had a dark match with AEW the following month in September. So I had like 3 weeks of experience, not even a month yet.
Oh, wow.
And they threw me out there on a TV match with Anthony Ogogo. I was Ogogo's very first match. So I kind of had to like learn on the fly, and like TV experience is completely different from like on the indies and everything. So that I just kept getting thrown, and I was with NXT for a while too, and I was just on TV like every week. It's just, you just figure it out and learn how TV works and stuff. But yeah, it was definitely scary, you know, being 20, 19 years old, being thrown with the sharks and everything. But, you know, I had to just sink or swim, and I swam.
Are you able to elaborate any more on like your time? Are you able to elaborate any more on your time like with WWE and NXT? I actually covered NXT Level Up the entire time that show aired, so like I was familiar with you really early on, and yeah, I don't know if you were anything you wanted to add to that, because that's where I first discovered you in AEW, but then I followed you over there and then back. So
yeah, I mean, I felt like I was there way too quick. Like, I don't think I should have been there yet. Like I said earlier, it was just with the sharks and everything, and I felt like I needed a lot more experience, and it was just scary. Like every time I walked into PC, it was just scary with all these, you know, the best wrestlers in the world and everything. But you just learn and you just do the best you can, and that's what I did. And you know, now I'm with AEW, and I love it, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying my best to just get better, and I'm still very young. So,
anybody video game fan?
I'm not.
I'll play.
Yeah,
I'll play if I get bored.
I'll play like Assassin's Creed. I'm playing like the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game because I like the Turtles.
Okay, I like the Turtles.
I like the Call of Duty games, like when I was younger, but not much anymore.
I don't know if anybody was playing. What are you playing, Griff?
Occasionally, I'll play Fortnite, which is kind of nerdy, but it's the truth. I'll play like NBA 2K.
Yeah, it's not cool like Turtles.
And then college,
Yeah, you guys are both so cool.
You could probably be Ninja Turtles in Fortnite. Like they have crossover with
they
everything.
do. I think they do. They do have it, actually. And then College Football 26 is coming out any day now, so I'll be playing that for sure.
Well, that was kind of what I was leading to, since frat house partying, college towns, and everything. College football coming out. The pre-order's out today. The standard edition is out at the end of the week. So I didn't know if anybody was.
Then Sunday when I get back, I'll be downloading that when I get home for sure.
There we go. All right, you playing on PS5?
We don't care so much about the college. It's more just the drinking that we like.
Well, the atmosphere. This year they got at the games, like the atmosphere is really good. The band's playing, the crowd's all hyped and everything. Like the detail is really good.
I've seen in like Road to Glory and stuff, like in that part of it, they added like Virginia Tech's like Enter Sandman entrance and Clemson like Touch the Rock entrance. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, see, it's all about the atmosphere, Jameson, and everybody's
They
all
need like
drunk.
a Buffalo Bills tailgate video game.
Well, tell that to the Madden developers. They mail that in every single year.
Like a mini game in Madden. That would be cool.
That would actually.
You got to put somebody through a flaming table.
And they mail it in every year with Madden, so don't hold your breath on that, on something like that happening. Go ahead, Jensen.
Yeah, outside of the drinking and the partying, what I guess we'll just start with Cole and then go around. But what's just something else that you're into, like something like another hobby, anything else like outside of wrestling that you're really into or interested in? How you spend your spare time?
I'm huge. I'm a big outdoors guy. You know, I'm a redneck, so I like to hunt and fish, and you know, I like to skydive. I wouldn't say it's a hobby. I don't do that a lot, but I've done that a couple of times, and I think that's like the funnest thing I like to do outside of wrestling.
Okay, how many skydives have you done, do you think?
Just 4 so far.
Still 4 more than I've ever done.
Yeah.
Griff, what about you, man?
Kind of the same thing. I like being outdoors. I like hiking. I like anything that involves like exercising. Running. Like I said, hiking, working out, lifting weights. Like I said, play video games sometimes. Big fan of dogs. I have 2 dogs myself. I like to train dogs. So if anybody needs a dog trainer, I can be that person for you. Yeah, that's about it.
What kind of dogs?
I have an 8-year-old plot hound, and I have a 2-year-old golden retriever.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. What about you, Preston?
Main thing is working out. That's definitely my biggest hobby, and I would work out the same I do now if I didn't do pro wrestling. I just love doing it. I go to the beach a lot. I live right on the beach, so probably working out and going to the beach, and that's about it. Like when we're not wrestling or drinking, which is the majority of the time. But yeah, I'd say that I don't really have like, I hate to say it, I don't really have hobbies. I just don't. I work out, go to the beach or the pool or anything, and that's about it.
Jameson?
I'm with Vance. I don't really have like hobbies. I guess working out would be my hobby. I spend 4 or 5 hours a day at the gym. I like to do the massage beds and stretch and do cardio and lift and tan and sit in the sauna and waste a bunch of time there. And then besides for that, like usually we're on the road drinking with AEW. Sometimes we wrestle, I guess. It's mostly drinking. And then I do indies quite a bit often. I like to joke around that I'm the workhorse of the group because I wrestle 1 to 2 times a week typically. So it's mostly just wrestling, lifting, and drinking.
Preston, what was your second drink that you just cracked open?
This is my 3rd one since we've been doing this, but it's another surf it's another surf side. So I have a bunch of leftover stuff. I had a party for the 4th of July, so I have a bunch of leftover stuff in like my mini fridge that people left. So I'm just grabbing the first thing I see.
I forgot to ask this earlier, Preston, but I wanted to get your thoughts on, we were talking Dark Order earlier, Brody Lee Jr. making his debut in the GCW clusterfuck. I thought that was really cool. And what's it like seeing, the young man that he has already become? So
it was crazy because I was so thrown off. I was like, holy shit. And then I was talking to Amanda like the following week at TV. And it's so funny. Like, Brody was because he's a kid, so like he stumbled on like one thing, like who cares? He was so mad and embarrassed. Like he wasn't like a kid like, oh, I just made my GCW debut and like I'm like this big deal. He was so hard on himself, and I'm like, that is so funny. Like, dude, you're 13 years old, who cares, But you can tell that he's like, and like I remember when he would come to QT school in Atlanta when I lived there, and he was at this point. This was shortly after John had passed, so he had to be maybe 9 or 10, and he's like doing lion salts like onto a crash pad. But I'm like,
well, he'd be springboarding off of everything.
Doing that at that age, like, and then I'll watch like the clips that Amanda will post, like when he goes to TJ and Natalia's school in Florida, and it's just like it's so crazy how he's just getting it, and he's gonna be. I think he's definitely gonna get his dad's height because every year we do like this for his birthday. It's called Brody Day, and we all go to Disney. And so this past year, he turned 13, and it's so weird. He's like a legit teenager. Like he's tall. It's just so weird. He's a totally different person from when he was 8 years old. When I got to know him. So I think he's gonna have a legit career in wrestling.
All right, my last one for everybody. One drink. It's all you're allowed to drink for the rest of your life. You can't go water. You can't go soda. It's got to be some type of an alcoholic drink.
Well, that goes without saying.
I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying for the listeners as well. What are you picking? Go ahead, Jameson.
Casamigos.
Okay.
Blanco, tequila. Blanco. It's got to be Blanco. I like
Preston?
Tito soda, easy.
Griff?
I'll just take shots of Don Julio tequila.
Cole?
Say shots of Patron.
All right. I like that we're going tequila heavy here.
I'm the outlier in that. They always wanted tequila, and when they order shots, I'll do it with them, and it's just doesn't end great.
He does do it. He does.
I do. I never say no. If you put it in front of me, I'll drink it. But it always pops cold. Cole's like, "Oh, you're doing tequila."
Guys, we appreciate you joining us here tonight. I'll give everybody a chance to kind of go one by one and plug everything. But the main things definitely want to plug ROH Supercard of Honor this Friday. We're hopefully going to see Frat House in action in some capacity, beating down Dark Order. If not, they'll be drinking. They'll be having a good time. And 1FW, it is 1FW Summer Stage. It is Friday, July 25th. It is at Center Stage in Atlanta. Jameson, let everybody know what you got going on. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
So 1FWlive.com, that'll get you the link to all the tickets for Summer Stage. It'll also get you the link for all the tickets to the 1FW shows around the greater Atlanta area. We run shows all the time. There's usually one show a week at least, if not 2 or 3. As a matter of fact, it's not even announced yet, but coming up July 21st, Monday, just before Summer Stage, that Friday, we're going to have Griff come in, and he's going to get a shot at QT Marshall, and he's going to beat him too. So the Frat House, based off of all my wins and Griff's win, we're going to be up 5-0 against these guys going into our big 8-man tag. There's a couple other big matches already announced for Summer Stage. We just announced there's going to be a first ever 1FW women's title is coming up. It's going to be Angelica Risk, who you guys already talked to. I saw that great interview. Isis Reed, Hannah Hara, and of course Robin Renegade in a fatal 4-way match. And Robin Renegade will have Charlotte Renegade out there. So who knows what's going to happen in that match. We've announced there's a new title coming to 1FW that will be crowned at Summer Stage. It's called the Breakout Championship. That match is not announced yet. We don't know who's going to be in it. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So you'll have to follow the 1FW page on Instagram and X, Twitter, whatever it is, to find out that information. We did just announce crowned Brady Booker beat QT Marshall for the #1 contender spot. So Brady Booker will be going on to challenge Elijah Drago for the 1FW Heavyweight Championship title in a steel cage. Elijah Drago tried to snap Brady's ankle with a chair. Brady was able to recover, came back. He's pretty pissed off. These two have been side by side basically since they started training. They've come up together. They've had a rivalry together. They hate each other. It's gotten pretty personal. So steel cage is the match to look out for. Jay Lethal is taking on Adam Priest. Jay Lethal, a legend in wrestling, obviously. Adam Priest, who Bryan Danielson called the best independent wrestler on the indies right now. So that match is going to be insane, obviously. And I believe that's all the announcement. Oh, and a coffin match between Sid Ellington and Kieran Gray, because these two have been beating the crap out of each other for over a year now. It's been insane. They bled. They have concussions, broken bones. It's been nuts. So now it's a coffin match, and that'll be sweet. There's a couple other matches still that have not been announced, but look out for those. You can find me on Instagram at Pose Malone. You can find me on Twitter /X at Jack Jameson. TikTok, but I don't really use it, so who cares?
Preston,
that's like a kid's like a walking infomercial. So, so I mean, you can find me this this whole coming week in Texas, and then but Instagram and Twitter both Preston Vance PRES10 VANCE, and then you can catch me at Center Stage tagging with these boys here.
Griff.
Yep, you can find me at Instagram and at X at Griff Garrison. Also, please make sure you follow at Ring of Honor on X and Instagram, because that's where you'll see the majority of the Frat House. Also at AEW on both of those platforms as well. And like Jameson and Vance both said, July 25th, you can find the 4 of us at Center Stage in Atlanta, Georgia.
And Cole.
For me, everything, it's Real Cole Carter. We'll see you guys all in Texas. We'll see you guys in Atlanta, wherever you're at. Just be ready to party.
Let me hear you say, Frat. Frat's hit him with it.
And the one rule about the Frat House is win or lose, we boo!
Frat House.
But we're going to win.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be there at Center Stage, guys. I'm really looking forward to the show in Atlanta later this month. So thanks you guys for joining. We really, really appreciate getting all you guys together. I know it's not easy to coordinate, 6 people doing this all at one time, but we appreciate all your time, boys. Really, really appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you for joining us, guys. All the links are below to follow everybody, to keep up with all 4 members of the Frat House, to keep up with ROH, to keep up with AEW, to keep up with 1FW. Links are below, everybody. Thank you again to Jameson, to Preston, to Griff, to Cole. Thank you guys for joining us, and everyone, we'll be right back here on the Spotlight.